Hey guys, BSIC here. Excuse me. I got a lot of snot in my system right now. Jesus. Anyway, so of course I get a comment not too long ago, and you know, the title is just because somebody doesn't want to date you or rejects you doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Now, just so you guys know, I mean, there's been several women that have actually approached me over the years, as I've lived on my life. And most of the time that I've ever rejected a woman or just anybody in general wasn't because something was wrong with them, in my opinion. In fact, I lots of times thought that they were all right. It's just that, we just didn't really seem that compatible, our lifestyles were too different, etc. I remember this one Christian lady even once approached me one time and was chatting with me for a bit. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I just, don't feel like we'd be a very good fit. And then she just got upset. I forget a lot of what she said at the time, but I was like, no, it's not like I think there's anything wrong with you. I just don't think we're a good fit. I'm not really a Christian anymore, etc. You should find somebody that's more Christian like yourself, and religious, because your lifestyle is just so different from me, and just so different from the way that I live. And so, just because a lady or somebody just rejects you, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just, sometimes, let's say a guy approached me, it's like, well, I'm not gay, so, I'm not going to go off them. I'm not into men, so I'm not going to go out with them. But here's the comment here. So this person lays down a comment. I have a true experience about my own masculinity that haunts me to this day. Sorry, this post will be a little bit long, but I need to get this out of my system. It happened when I was 18 years old. Here is my memory briefly between high school and college. I did lawn care and some light landscaping as a summer job from a number of people. One woman and her husband in the late 30s were my customers. I spent several hours each week at their secluded home doing yard work. I also house sat for them when they vacationed abroad. I got to know them well and spent more time there at, than any other customer. Attractive. She was attractive. The wife and her husband was friendly, but he was never around at their home at least once each week for entire afternoons. Their place was on a small farm just outside of town. They were a very private location. Of course, I'm seeing that, this person was a very busy person that he was working for, and sometimes he wasn't there very much, seeing his wife, etc. So moving on. Later that year, I heard from people who had also known them that she and her husband were divorcing. It turns out she had been having a summer affair with an older professor at the community college where she took an archaeology class. Here's what gets me. I have never reconciled this feeling. Why didn't she have an affair with me? We were alone on and off all summer long. Every week I was young and available. She chose the older guy to to risk her marriage. A stuffy, much older, married college teacher, and she got caught. Was there something wrong with me? And of course, I posted back to him. No, there's nothing wrong with you. You might have just seemed like a good friend, not interested in sex with her. You know, the way I said interested there just it rolled off the tongue, kind of weird. That and her people, or should I say, when people cheats, they most of the time cheat with people their spouses don't know. She also might have been into older people versus younger adults. I tend to prefer women closer to my age or a bit older, like age 30 to 40, maybe 25 years old. Just because someone isn't interested doesn't always mean you did something wrong. Now, of course, we've all heard about the friend zone thing, and that's kind of what I was talking about. But sometimes people just see you as a friend. In his case, he thought this lady thought, oh, this guy is very friendly, and so and so, and he doesn't really seem like he would be very interested in me being an older woman, because that's the way things are sometimes with women when they get a bit older. Sometimes they might think, oh, well, I can't get somebody that's younger, and so and she also could have been just a bit into people guys that are a bit older, and also like I just said, I mean, when people tend to cheat, they tend to do it with people that their husbands don't know, because you never know when one of your buddies is going to be you know talking shit about how they're cheating on you with your wife or whatever in some corner when you bring them over for a party that summer, and so it's most of the time they will just cheat on somebody that they don't even know. Now, most of the time when women, I would say in particular, would cheat on somebody that their husband knows is when they are trying to cuff them after they pissed them off after doing something. Now, I mean, it just happens. But, I thought it was also a bit funny how he thought that there was something wrong with him when this person's wife has been cheating on this guy. I mean, I'm not. If you're not the kind of person that is into people that cheats, and you're looking for a more serious relationship, I wouldn't really advise going out with somebody that just cheats on their husband, of course. And you can't really stop people from cheating, But I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. But and the thing is, it's a lot of pressure with rejection. It really is, and it is also with a lot of people's friends who give them shit sometimes about being rejected, or just jackasses that like to put pressure on them and try to flex their ego to like there's some hot shots and put pressure on them to get the girl, etc. I've always hated guys like that, and I've pretty much stopped hanging out with guys like that. I haven't really, thought guys like that were cool since I was like, I don't know, 12 years old anyway. But never let people pressure you with that kind of thing. Now, I mean, there are some things that you might want to keep in mind, though, when making an approach towards just anybody. I mean, I've seen guys that, because I play as a female character right on video games sometimes, and I've seen how guys would come up to me and be like, will you be my girlfriend? And it's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm too wild, or something. And then they're like, "Are you sure?" And I'm just like, I mean, man, no offense, but you're trying to be in a relationship with a wild chick that cheats on people. I mean, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's trying to be nice and stuff, but like, one thing when it comes to approaching somebody for a relationship is that you don't want to make it seem like you are wanting or expecting a relationship like right away. So, for instance, what this person in particular is doing wrong, even though he's being nice to me, and I'm not a chick anyway, but I think you get the point. But what this person in this case maybe is doing wrong is that he is expecting a relationship when I say yes, I'll be your girlfriend. And then next thing I know, I'm going to have to change my status on Facebook that I'm not single anymore and all this. And then next thing I know, this guy's going to get pissy at me because I'm like, hey, I asked you to be my girlfriend and blah, 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 and you have all this shit that hasn't been checked up yet. And I'm just like, and I'm just going to be like, hey, man, like, we just met. I mean, what are you expecting? I mean, I'll be your girlfriend and stuff, but I think you guys get the point. I mean, one thing when it comes to making an approach is one thing he could have said that was better when he first met me was, would you like to go out on a date? You see, when somebody asks somebody, you know, will you go on a date with me? That means to me is that you're just willing to get to know somebody, right? That you're willing to get to know them and everything, and that you aren't just expecting something right away. You aren't expecting anything, you know? And that is just, if you make an approach like that towards somebody, you ask them, would you like to go on a date instead of, will you be my girlfriend like that right away up front like that? It's going to make it 10 times easier for you to find somebody to go out with. As if you don't just expect something right away. And, you know, not to be too controlling, of course. Anyway, so that's just one little recommendation that I will set up for some guys out there that I've been meeting on PSN and even on PC. You know, when I'm playing as a female character, and the guys that will make an approach like that sometimes. But anyway, because that's not really how you get a girlfriend. So with that being said, I guess I'll just stop this video. And again, don't let anybody pressure you into thinking that there's something wrong with you just because somebody rejected you. That is just, again, high school bullshit. And people just trying to flex their ego. I'll see you guys later. Bye.